Hey guys, let's wait for 2 more minutes so that people will join in. Welcome back to my stream. Hey guys. Okay, so we are live. So you might be already hearing my voice. Just in case you have some audio issues, let me know in the chat box. Let me introduce myself and quickly get started with today's agenda. Will not waste much time. Uh, hey guys, my name is Satyajit and welcome back to my channel. Just in case you don't know, we have been running various live sessions since quite a long time, and the recent series was on SQL. Today's session is somewhat related to our previous sessions, and this session we will be discussing few SQL interview question and answers. We have also designed a great SQL interview Q&A guide, which includes more than 100 question and answers, which will be shared with each one of you who is attending the session after the session is over. So stay tuned. Before getting into the session, before getting into today's class, we will be just talking about the agenda in this class. Probably we will be talking about 20-30 interview questions, out of which 5-6 interview questions are going to be a little bit difficult and rest are going to be easy ones. We'll also go through a case study on how questions are being asked in interviews, because when you are asked some questions in interviews, they always start with the basic question and slowly they increase the complexity. So let's watch out the channel's intro and then we'll catch up for the session. Can I get a confirmation in the chat box my voice is properly audible, right? Is there an issue with YouTube live chat? Because my Okay, just give me 1 second. All good, great. Yeah, even I'm able to view the chat box. So we are all set. We'll get started quickly. 14 people, not bad. Okay, so theoretically, I will just show you the questions before getting into the MySQL workbench part. So these are some topics that I have mentioned out, but we will not be talking about these things because we have already discussed about sorting, joins, and all those things in our previous classes. In case you haven't watched our previous sessions, previous classes, please go back to my channel. You will easily be finding the videos, part 1, part 2, part 3. Watch it out and then come back to this. Okay. So I'm just skipping this part. This is a very important slide of how to, how the order of occurrence happens in queries. It's always select star from table name, where something something, group by something, order by something, limit, and then having clause. Okay. So very basic questions. Before that, give me 1 second. I'll try to share my whole screen because right now I was sharing just the PPT. Yes. So my whole screen is visible. Okay. So I'll talk about the questions, and in parallel, we will also go back to workbench and try to solve it out. As I told you, initial 10-15 questions are going to be super easy, but questions seem to be easy when you see the answers, right? So if you think the questions are easy, try to not look at the answers and solve it, because it's a normal human tendency. When we see question and answers, when we read the answers, we think, oh, this is the answer, I already knew it, right? So if you think you know the answers, try to read the questions, solve it in your MySQL workbench, and then check the answers. Okay. Is it audible now? Oh my bad, I was speaking on mute. That's kind of weird. Is it audible right now? Is it audible now? Yes? Okay, sorry. I'll just quickly go through once again. So what I was telling is, I have a list of 35 questions right now for today's session. Okay. Initial few questions are going to be super easy, and few questions are going to be a little bit difficult. Nothing to worry about. We also have a Facebook, I have a Facebook case study as well, which is being asked in one of the Facebook interviews as well. We'll also go through this question. But just one advice to people who think questions are easy: never look at question and answers together. If you think you can solve it, hide the answers, try to take the questions, answer it in your MySQL workbench or whatever platforms you are using, and then check your answers. Okay. Then you can, question yourself. For this particular session, we are using three tables. One is worker, one is title, and one is bonus. Okay. So worker table has all these parameters. I already have written down the codes, so I will just send you out this SQL file to you so that you can directly run it. Okay. Worker ID is being referenced here as a worker ref ID and in the title. So three tables are connected with each other by this particular column. So I'll just create it. Okay. Select star from worker. Okay. These are my details. Simple. Now, simple. First 15-20 minutes are going to be very simple questions. Find the first five characters from a column. Now, if somebody asks you, I have a first name, can you find me the first three characters or first five characters? How can we do it? As I told you, do not look at the answers and try to answer it, and then look at the answers. Simple, right? So there is something called as left keyword. Using that, you can find the first few characters, first n characters. Let's say you want to find the first n characters in your first name. If you do this, it's going to give you the first three characters. If you just want to cross check, you can also have first name as another column so that you can just cross check. Simple. Similarly, for six characters, you can see the names that does not have six character, they will print as much as they have. No, database creation. What do you want to know about database creation? We have, it's just one line of code, right? This entire session is going to be interview Q&A. And at the end of the session, I'm going to give you this document as well, which we have created. I'll just show you the document so that motivates you to stay in the session. We have a whole bunch of interview Q&A guides. So this Q&A guide, which is consisting of 63 pages, will be provided to you after the session is over. It has a lot of questions, and at the end, it has a lot of case studies as well. Okay, so it has a combination of easy to advanced level of questions. If you go through each one of them, you can guarantee that you will get a job. Like, at least you will definitely clear your SQL interviews. Going back to the question set. Find the third to sixth character. Now let's say somebody asks you, in this first name, I want to find the second till the fifth character. It's not possible in left. Left basically gives you everything from left. Right basically gives you everything from right. So if the question is, find the third to sixth character of a column, simply what you can do is first name, and there is a function called a substring. If you use substring of first name, let's say 1 till 3, that means the first three characters. From second character till the next three characters. ONI. That's the advantage of using a substring function. Okay. Mask a column such that the last few characters are converted to star. Okay. Mask a column such that the last few characters are star. That means on top of a particular column, you want to have multiple stars appended to it at its back. How can we do it? So here we can make use of a concat function, concatenation, string concat. Everybody should be knowing about this concept. String concatenation means if you have a string called as hello and a string called as world, you can simply concat them using the concat keyword. Okay. Similarly, I will be using concat of what? Let's say left of my first name. Let's say I want the first four characters from first name, and then I want to concat it with 5 asterisks. So we'll try to solve it from the inner query. Okay, the inner query is left of this. What is left of this? Left of this is this. You are concatenating this with this. So simply this argument goes as a, when you are passing concat, you pass string 1 and string 2. Simple. So here you are passing string 1, which is this one, and string 2, which is this one. And if you run this, again, looks simple. When you look at the answers, everything looks simple, right? Retrieve the name of employees who have age greater than what Ravi has. I don't have the table to show that. Select star from table name where age greater than, here you have to use a nested query. So here select star from table name. That means retrieve all the employees whose age is greater than Ravi's age. Okay, basic queries. And from that, how to create a view. Let's say you want to create a view on this particular query. Simply, you can create view name as. So this particular view will be created using this query. Simple. If you want to create a table, just change it to create table, table name as this query. There are various join questions also, which companies ask. We do have some of the join questions for this particular session. This is one of the Facebook questions that was asked in, obviously in a Facebook interview. It was asked to one of my very close friend. He's a senior data analyst. He went for that position, and there were 4 to 5 questions being asked. 3, 4 questions were related to probability. 1 or 2 questions were related to little bit of machine learning, and 2, 3 SQL questions. Okay, so we'll be discussing this question at the end, or else we can discuss now as well. We can discuss now. So let's say the question here was, you have certain Wi-Fi details. Okay. Now let's say you have Wi-Fi ID, Wi-Fi speed. Let's just create some tables. Create table Wi-Fi. We have Wi-Fi ID, speed, Wi-Fi ID, Wi-Fi speed, Wi-Fi latency. Date. Let's name it as Wi-Fi date or install date. Okay. Here I will pass the data types and varchar and let's say this will be date time. I'll create the table. Okay. Once the table is created, I do have the query for that as well. So I'm just copy pasting the query. Okay. These are some five Wi-Fi details, their Wi-Fi speed respectively on each date. I have 3 days data: 23rd June, 23rd January, 19th June, and 21st of January. So randomly, I have created some data just to solve this problem. So the question one that was asked was very simple. Find the average Wi-Fi speed for each Wi-Fi, which you can easily get using your group by query. Right? Find the average Wi-Fi speed per Wi-Fi. You can easily get it by doing a simple group by. Very simple. Average Wi-Fi speed. This is the average speed of each Wi-Fi. Okay. Now, basically, he don't remember some of the questions, but many questions were asked related to this. So you can, when you are working on certain use case like this, you can yourself frame certain questions in your head. Let's say one of the question can be, find the Wi-Fi having the highest average Wi-Fi speed. How can we do it? You can do it using a having clause. Having average Wi-Fi speed greater than 350 or 400 or 450. That will give you list of all Wi-Fi's having average Wi-Fi speed higher than 450. You can also find the highest Wi-Fi ID having the highest Wi-Fi speed. All these things you have to frame it in your head and then solve it. That is how you prepare yourself in your SQL interviews. The second question was, find the average Wi-Fi speed for each Wi-Fi in the last 2 days. In the last 2 days. Now, when interviewers are asking these kind of questions, right? Obviously, they do not need exact query. So even if you give them a logic that, you know what, we can solve like this, uh, instead of group here, we can also have where Wi-Fi date greater than equals to today's date minus 2, something like that. This logic also you can give unless and until your interviewer has given you a tool where you can run the codes. In that case, you have to write the perfect query, right? Or else logic is also fine. Many interviewers are happy with logic. How to solve this? Obviously, the logic is this one, right? Where Wi-Fi date is greater than equals to today's date minus 2. How to get today's date? This will give you today's date. Today's date is 19th of June. What is today's date minus 2? 17th of June, right? So you already know the logic. Here you just have to change it to, like, you have to add the exact keyword how to get this solution. So what you can do is either you do curve date minus interval today. This is also possible. Wi-Fi date, no, 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 install date. Where was that install date? You can see. So you can see this. So today's date is 19th of June. So this data is not qualified. This data is also not qualified. Only this data is qualified. So if you verify, the values are coming correctly. Okay. This could be one of the solutions. Another solution is also something like this. Install date greater than equals to, you can do date add. Here you can add current date and then interval minus 2 day. That is also possible. There are multiple solutions to this. Okay. In case you have any questions, guys, please let me know in the comment section below. I am not getting any questions or people are not asking. Okay. Cool. Simple. See, you all, whenever you get a problem statement, you have to cut down and solve it in simple English words. Once you solve it, then whatever you have learned in SQL, you have to use that and start writing your code. Slowly, slowly, when you are first practicing SQL codes, every time if you look at the answers, you will think that this is easy. When you start practicing, you will not be able to solve it. So it is always recommended, do not look at answers immediately. Try to solve it without looking at answers. Even if you fail 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, after that only look at the answers. Okay? If you just look at the answers, everything looks very simple. So we will be moving ahead and talking about a case study based interview question. Okay? So date sub, there is nothing called as date sub. Do we have something like that? I am not sure. MySQL, do we have? If we have, yes, we can do. Yes, date sub is also possible. Date sub was not present earlier. Maybe there is a new addition similar to date add. You have date sub. If you are in date add, you are doing -2. In date sub, you have to do 2. Right? Possible. I didn't knew this. So this is a sample problem statement. Good point, Sudhir. Thank you. Worker table, bonus table, and title table. So data is already provided to you. Anyways, after the session is over, I will provide to you. Okay, we have already created the tables and inserted the queries. Right? Guys, it's a request. If you are watching the stream, please watch it in your laptop or desktop. Do not watch it in mobiles. In mobile, there would be chances that you are streaming at a lower pixel on lower resolution, and we are streaming on YouTube. So I logically don't have any option to increase the resolution. We are already streaming at 720 pixels. Okay. So here I'm writing down the case study. Okay. Again, in the case study, initial few questions are going to be super, super easy. So don't laugh. But later on, we have difficult questions as well. Okay. Write a SQL query to fetch first name from table worker table in uppercase. Very simple. You just have to do select upper first name from worker. This will give you the first name in the uppercase. Simple. Write a SQL query to fetch unique values of department. So let's say you have a table called as worker. How many departments do you have here? How to find the unique values? Simply what you can do, distinct department. Distinct department will give you the unique values of the departments. Write a SQL query to print the first three characters of first name. Again, you can use this left keyword. First three letters, so you can simply do left of 3. Left of column name, comma 3. Simple. Always interviewers ask from basic questions, and slowly they see if you are not able to answer the basic question, they will not even go to the advanced questions as well, right? Write a SQL query to find the position of the alphabet A in the first name column, Amitav from worker table. So there is somebody named Amitav. So the question is write a SQL query to find the position. So we have to find the position of A. How to find the position of a particular character? Again, this people who know the keyword, for them it's simple. Else it is little bit difficult, right? So there is a method called as instr in string. What is instr? It returns the position of the first occurrence of a string in another string. So we will use this. I'll copy this. INSTR, I'll pass first name, binary A from worker where first name equals to Amita. If I run this, you can see first location. T, I want to find T. If I run this, fourth location, right? If you don't pass this, obviously this is returning, but if you pass this, this is also working. Early, again, there are so many changes coming up to MySQL interfaces as well. Maybe in the latest edition there is a change, but earlier days we used to use binary, but not required, right? So case sensitive, whether it is uppercase, lowercase, it is able to find the location. Okay. So moving into the like keyword, how can you solve it using like? We want to find the position, which position it is. We don't want to find whether A is present in that or not, right? If that is the question, then we can easily identify using the like keyword. Next question. Write a SQL query that fetches the unique values of department from worker table and prints its length. So we have to find the distinct department name and the length of each department, which is very simple. Select distinct length department from worker. If you want, you can also have department. Distinct length. Something is wrong. Okay. So this is not working. Yeah, this is working. Okay. So select distinct length of department. So HR has two characters. Again, these are basics, right? Here, details of the first name contains A. Here you can use your like operation. Okay. I'm not doing it. It's very simple. Now, this is again intermediate level of complexity, not that difficult as well. Write a SQL query to print details of workers whose first name ends with H, whose first name ends with H and has 6 characters. So there are multiple solutions to it. So the first solution is where first name equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 H. This will also work. There are no workers. Okay, like, my bad. Like this. Yeah. Mr. Satish. Another solution is where first name like last character is H and the length of first name has to be 6. So and length of first name has to be 6. This will also work. So Satish. Okay. Multiple solutions. Here I am doing 5 times underscore. That means I don't care what these attributes are, but the last character has to be H. Write a SQL query to fetch the number of workers for each department in the descending order. So SQL query to fetch number of workers for each department in descending order. Okay. So let's get started. Select department, count of worker ID as from worker, group by department, order by Okay. So admin has the highest number of workers, 4. Then comes HR, then comes account. Okay. See, what I have done is very simple. I have department, I have the worker ID as well. I'm just calculating the count of this, grouping by department, ordering by this. If you don't want alias, you can remove it. Simply you pass this in your order by. Okay. So department, count of worker ID, group by department, order by worker ID desk. Write a SQL query to print details of the worker who are managers. Yeah, this is where the fun starts. This is where your fun starts, and this is a very common question. Many interviewers ask this question. SQL query to print details of the workers who are managers. So let me see the three tables. Which table has worker ID? Okay, this does not have. Title must be having title. Yeah. So this is where, you know, it is mentioned that this worker is a manager or an executive, right? So we need to join worker table and title table. Simple. So I want to find those employees who are working as managers. So what I will do here, select, let me just make it star. I will probably come back and worker W, inner join title B on W dot worker ID equals to T dot worker ref ID. Okay, combination is done, and T dot worker title equals to manager. Done. My right hand side is done. Instead of select star, what all details do we want? Let's say I want the first name, worker title, and what else? I think that is enough. If I run this, so there are two employees who are who are also managers, Monica and Vivek. Okay, so you have to solve each and every problem in SQL. You have to solve it in plain English. How are you combining the tables? On which column? On which table? What are the criteria? Based on that only, if you solve it, writing queries are not that difficult. Write a SQL query to show only odd rows from a table. Again, this is a very absurd question, but there is a question, so we have to answer this. SQL query to print all odd rows. How can we do that? Obviously, we have this ID, right? So from this ID, we have to do something. Okay. So what we can do is we can do a modulus operation. Worker ID is anyways, worker ID is a varchar. Select star from worker where mod of worker ID 2 not equal to 0. Yeah, you can see all the odd numbers are coming. And only for the even numbers equals to 0. Okay, you're just finding the modulus. What is the modulus of worker ID with respect to 2? If it is 0, that means it is even number. If it is not 0, then it is odd number. Simple. Write SQL queries to show the current date and time. Again, current date, it depends from platform to platform. In MySQL, you can use cur date. In Oracle SQL, you have to do select sysdate from dual. In MS SQL, you'll have to do get date. Okay. You can also do select now to get the current time, date and time in MySQL. Date and time. Cur date will give you only the date. Write a SQL query to show the top n records of a table. To show the top n records of a table, you can simply use a limit keyword, right? Let's say you are showing the top workers based on their salary. Order by salary desk limit 5. If you do this, that means you are showing only the top 5 employees. Mr. Amita, Vivek, all these 5 are the top 5 employees based on salary. Now, sometimes you are also asked like this, you know, can you write a query? Obviously, somebody they will start asking you who gets the highest salary or what is the highest salary. Sometimes they also go into what is the second highest salary. Sometimes they will also ask you, I want to give a number n. You have to answer what is the nth highest salary, right? So how to get the highest salary? Highest salary is very simple. Limit 1. Amita. Second highest salary. Okay. 2 minus 1, 1 should be 1, 2 comma 1. Right. Second highest salary var minus 1 comma 1. Okay. Okay, here, okay, okay. So both the employees have exact same salary. That is the reason it is not working here. If they have distinct salaries, it will work. They both have same salary. So here, 1 comma 1 is not working. But if they have distinct salaries, then this will give you the second highest salary. Similarly, if you want the nth highest salary, you can simply do n minus 1 comma 1. Fifth highest salary, this becomes 4, 4 comma 1. Okay. Third highest salary, fourth highest salary 3 comma 1. So remember this formula, it is always n minus 1 comma 1. Limit of n minus 1 comma 1. Limit of 2, no, not 2 1, it will be 1 1 only. Why that? Because the top two records are same salary, right? So that is the reason it is not, we are not getting this result. So this type of functionality only works when you have distinct salaries. Okay, our example is bad, we shouldn't have same salaries. You can also solve this problem without using limit. Sometimes your interviewers, if you are already answering a lot of questions, they also they also ask you this thing that can you solve this problem without using limit function or without using top function. So find the fifth highest or nth highest salary without using limit. So if you look at this code, let's say this is for the fifth highest salary. Fifth highest salary. So here what we are doing is, if you try to break down the code, it will be easier for you to understand. Select count distinct salary. So we are finding how many distinct salaries do we have. Here I am doing a self join. W1 is also worker, W2 is also worker. Select salary from worker W1 where 4 equals to this from worker W2 where this salary equals to this salary. So if you run this code, select where 4 equals to select count of worker ID, select count of distinct. This one here. Okay. Hmm. Select salary from worker W1 where 4 equals to select count of distinct of W2 dot salary from worker W2. Okay, greater than equals to, my bad. Greater than equals to. So this is your fifth highest salary. If you want to check it, you can check it. The fifth highest salary is 1 lakh, right? So this is your fifth highest salary. If you want to get the fourth highest salary, oh my god. Oh, so fourth highest salary has to be have to increase. Ah, okay, okay. So here this I a little bit it is a little bit complicated. So okay, okay. So when okay, so here if you want there are 8 number of records. So if you want the fifth highest salary, you have to find you have to do where 4 equals to this. So you need to know how many records do we have in this particular table. There are other ways also. I don't have a solution in another way. Let me think if we can solve it in another way. Yeah, using rank also you can do. Correct. You can also use Windows function based on your salary. Use a rank number and based on that also you can do. Correct. There are multiple ways to solve problems. Okay. Write a SQL query to fetch the list of employees with the same salary. So list of employees with the same salary. Now in this table, we have 2 employees with same salary 5 lakhs, right? So it is asking you write down a query to find the employees having the same salary. So again, we have to do a self join here. Again, we have to do a self join from worker to worker. Let's say distinct. Let me just write down start from worker W1, worker W2, where W1 dot salary equals W2 dot salary, and W2 dot salary. Here, W1 W1 dot worker ID, and what else? W1 dot first name, W1 dot salary. No, not this one. Where this equals to this, and W1 dot worker ID is not equal to W1 dot worker ID. Is something wrong here? Find employees with same salary. Worker one, worker is equal to this, and worker one not equals to worker two. Okay, so these are the 2 employees, Vivek and Amitabh. So these are not having, so these are having the same salary. If you want count, you can change it to count star. Okay, it will show you how many employees will have same salary. Simple, right? So here we are just doing a self join and I'm doing my first table not equals to second table worker ID. And others I'm combining based on salary and printing the first table worker ID, first name and salary. Second highest salary can also be done using your nested queries. Okay. So find this is a very classic problem. Okay. Second highest, third highest, fifth highest. These are most common things. So always memorize this thing. When you have to find second highest, third highest, always remember limit var minus 1, comma 1. Okay. If you remember, you will solve. Sometimes they will ask you how to solve without limit with nested queries or in another technique. So there are multiple ways to solve it. How to find the second highest using a nested query? Here what we are doing is I'm finding the max salary from this table where salary not in, select max from salary. So this is very similar to this. Select star from worker where salary not in. So here you have to find the maximum salary. You can see the maximum salary is 3 lakhs. But the first highest is 5 lakhs because there are duplicate rows, right? So the second highest is going to be 300, sorry, 300K, which is 3 lakhs. Write a SQL query to fetch the first 50% records from the table. So here, first 50% is if you want, if you know the count star, probably you can simply do limit. You know the count star is 10,000, limit 5,000. Solved, right? If you don't know, then what you can do is where worker ID less than equals to select count of worker ID by 2 from worker. So first your inner query is executed. What is this inner query? It is doing select of count of worker ID. So let's say you have 10,000 records. So here it is selecting only 5,000 records. And then select all the records where worker ID is less than these worker IDs. You will be getting the rest 5,000 records. Right? Write a SQL query. One second. Write a SQL query to fetch the departments that have less than 5 people in it. Okay, good question. Query fetch departments that have less than 5 people in it. So which department has less than 5 people? Simply what you can do here is there was a code that we have written, but anyways, I'll write it down. Select department, count of worker ID from worker, group by department. If you do this, it will show each department has how many employees, right? On top of this query, you only want to show those departments that have less than 5 people in it. So if you are doing a condition on top of a group by query, then what you need to do, you need to have a having clause. So having this less than 5. You run this, all these three departments. Less than 3, only 2 departments has less than 3 people, right? So you have to break down the problems and solve it. Last question, and then we will jump into the documentation that we have prepared. In that documentation also there are more than 100 questions. We'll go through some of them, but I'll just leave the document to you for self-study. Write a SQL query to print the name of employees having the highest salary in each department. So I'll copy paste this code. 'I' 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 SQL query to print name of employees having the highest salary in each department. Again, there are multiple ways to solve this problem. You can solve this problem using Windows function as well, which will just be few lines of code, right? You have to partition by the departments and find the highest salary. Without using your Windows function, using join also it is possible. So here what we are doing is select department, first name and salary from, select max salary as this, as total salary department from worker group by department. So initially we are calculating what is the max salary per department. So for HR department it is 300 lakhs, 300k, admin 500k, and account it is 200k. So from this I am inner joining to worker table, department equals to department and salary equals to salary. Here if I run this, it is showing me Mr. Vishal is having the highest salary from HR. Amitabh and Vivek has combined highest salary from admin, and Vipul has the highest salary from account. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this session. It's going to be short and concise. Thank you all. Before winding up the class, before winding up, I'll quickly give you a brief look at the SQL interview guide as well. So our team, Zep Analytics team, has basically created this document. It's a wonderful document that has been created. Most of them will have basic questions, of course, but there are some advanced questions as well down the line if you go. And at the end, see, you can see there are almost 106 questions, and you also have some bonus questions, and these are some bonus questions that are asked in Facebook, Spotify, Amazon, Netflix, HSBC, Airbnb, Microsoft. And if you are able to solve these questions, done. You are done with SQL. That's it. Okay. So I'll hand over this document to you. Anyways, you can go through it. It's not a part of the description right now, but I will be sending out the description. I will be uploading it and providing the link in the description below. Just one thing I wanted to announce, people who want to learn data analytics, I just want to talk about a platform called as Zep Analytics. Many of you might have heard this from me. They are organizing a data analytics bootcamp. I'm the lead instructor in that. It is one of the most intense boot camps with detailed teaching. The cost of this program is as low as 4,000, and this is such low for a live instructor-led program. You will not find such program in the internet. That's a guarantee. Obviously, there are, again, many people might be questioning that there are some platforms who are selling it for 3,600. I know that, but try to do a small research. What is the student strength in those platforms? Simple. Then you will answer the problem. You will be able to answer it. So I have been a part of those platforms as well, where in my batch there were 950 students, and people kept on increasing. So do you want to be a study in a batch of 2,000, or you want to study in a smaller batch of 50, 60? So it's up to you. Syllabus, you can go through the syllabus. I can guarantee you that it's one of the most intense syllabus that can possibly happen. Everything is covered in this, starting from Python, SQL, NoSQL, business statistics, Excel, Tableau, Power BI. Little bit of machine learning also is also part of it. And the last 1 month is going to be projects where you will be working on multiple projects, some SQL case studies, and you will be working on some Power BI, Tableau projects and all those things. And best part about this program is that obviously it is a 5 months program, but you don't have to wait for 5 months. People who want to do a quick transition in 1 month, 2 month, what they can do is they can get an access to all of my Udemy contents in this 3,000 cost itself. So you, sorry, 4,000 cost. So you pay 4,000 for the bootcamp, attend live sessions, take a look at all my Udemy courses, read it, attend the doubt clearing sessions, and find a job. So as simple as that. So that is all about this session. I'm going to wind it up. The document, as I told you, that we will be sharing the link. Probably watch out the video in a couple of minutes, maybe tomorrow morning. Watch the video tomorrow morning. I will upload it. Anything else? Let me go through the chat box in case anybody has any concerns. I have little bit of cold, so because of that, my voice is also not that good. Sorry for that. Hmm. Voice is not clear. Buffering, buffering, buffering. भाई buffering मेरे हाथ में नहीं है. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Feel free to ask question, guys. I am ready to help you out. कुछ भी question है दिमाग में, you want to ask, you can ask. Do we have to sign up in Zep? No, you just have to go to the bootcamp. You will find the link in the description below. Just fill up that Google form and somebody will reach out to you. That's it. Simple. Anybody has any other questions? Any questions? कि next classes किस topic पे होने वाले हैं and all those things that also we can answer. Honestly speaking, SQL is over. Next session next Sunday. I'm not pretty sure what to take, but I'm planning for an advanced DAX class. I think most of you who have learned Power BI, you might have also gone through my DAX video. It's a 1 hour long video, but I know that that 1 hour long video was not enough. I know that. So there are so many DAX functions. Probably I will take a class on DAX next Sunday. How to take out insights from any given data set. It's an interview question. So you have to perform ADA, exploratory data analysis. You have to perform univariate, bivariate analysis. You have to perform correlation analysis for your numerical variables. You have to combine categorical, numerical. So basically, you have to do ADA, and then only EDA results are nothing but your insights. So if you do not know how to do that, you can just go to YouTube, search for EDA MyName. You will find a lecture, 2 hours worth, 2 hours of lecture. Go through it. Your EDA concepts will be clear there. Anything else, guys? Anybody wants to just leverage? I have 10 minutes time. In case anybody wants to ask anything personal as well, if you want to do some transition or any generic question anybody wants to ask, feel free. Yes. So next Sunday I have one class on advanced DAX. Probably after that, I am little bit confused whether I should take statistics or I should take Tableau. So what I will do is I will request you to be a part of my LinkedIn family. I will post a poll on LinkedIn probably in couple of days and on YouTube as well. Based on that, people, if they like more on statistics, I'll take a statistics class or else I'll take Tableau. Yes, Sunny, very good point. I have always been thinking this. I am already working on how to create a Excel dashboard. I'll probably work on it, surely. How how much extent a beginner has to learn SQL to crack the job? All this what you have taught to us in this, yeah, all what I have taught are theoretical concepts. You have to give some 1 week time in practicing these questions. Probably take the interview Q&A guide that I'm taking, practice it thoroughly for 1 week, and then you can start cracking jobs. And SQL is very important for data analytics, guys. So please try to give more focus on SQL. Yeah, I will try to teach statistics. Probably next to next, probably July 2nd, July 3rd, probably we can start statistics. Let's see. So just be a part of the LinkedIn group and my WhatsApp groups. Links are already provided in the description below, and I will notify you about all of my future classes. Okay, guys, it was nice. I am a SEO professional and want to shift to data analytics. Yes, many people have moved from digital marketing to data analytics, so it's quite possible. I have live examples. So there are so many of my previous students who have moved from SEO to SEO, or people were into funnel analysis, people were into sales, calling leads. There was a lady who was basically calling, she was working in Simply Learn. She was calling leads. Hey, do you want to take a course? Do you want to take a course? She has also got a job as a data scientist. So many people have got it, so you can easily get it. In case you want to join the program, join my data analytics program, feel free to connect me. Fill up the form in the description below, and I'll get back to you. And anyways, the classes are starting from July 4th. So yeah, I mean, I do not force people to take my courses, because there are ample amount of free lectures, free classes everywhere. Even on my channel, if you try to search, the entire data analytics part is already there on my channel somehow. But what you don't get in free lectures are guidance. Nobody will be able to guide you. You will find SQL classes, you will find Power BI classes, how to combine, how to make a portfolio project, how to find an interview, how to create your resumes, how to prepare yourself. If you are stuck in a problem, who will help you? All these things are not there in a free course, right? These are provided in the paid courses. No. Udemy course syllabus and data analytics course is not same. Udemy is a very it's a very, what do you say, जो छोटा वाला version होता है, very compact. My Udemy course is a very compact syllabus of the data analytics course. For example, in Udemy, for Power BI, you will get 8 hours. In real classes, we will teach you 12 to 14 hours of Power BI, right? So it's a very compact. Are there any projects? There are 100 projects that I can show you right now. Okay, I cannot show you basically, but I have more than 100 projects. Power BI, I have 50 projects. Tableau, I have 50 projects. Data science, machine learning, I have 50 projects. Python, data scraping, I have 10 to 15 projects. SQL case studies, I have 20 to 25 case studies. Interview Q&A guides, I have more than 1,000 questions. And so many things are already prepared. I just need to push it and publish it soon. Salary expectations will depend on your previous salary. There is nothing fancy in this. If you are a fresher, you can expect a range of salary between 3.5 to 8 or 9. There are some people who have got 8 or 9 package as well. One of my student had also gone 11 LPA, zero experience. One of the student has also got 3.8, 4. So it depends on company to company. If you join analytics company, maybe Tiger Analytics or math company or these kind of companies, you can easily get 8-9 lakhs package. If you get some TCS, Infosys, these kind of companies, probably will start with 3.5, 3.2, something like that. But the thing is that data analytics and data science, if you start working on it, you can jump companies every 1 year, every 1.5 year, and get more and more salary. That's how people do. Because once you learn concepts, you will be like share. You will jump and find new jobs, right? That's how it is. And people don't mind. Interviewers will not mind if you are switching a lot, because you don't give a shit. You already know these concepts. So interviewer has to hire you. On construction-based companies, construction-based. See, if you find me a data, if you give me, sir, this is the data that I have. Can you do a project out of it? That is possible. So construction-based companies, I don't have data right now. But if you give me data overnight, I have a team. They can create projects like in 2 3 days. Last 3 minutes, guys. Any other questions? Feel free to ask. Do I need to take any other courses? Nothing is required. From scratch, everything will be taught. Trust me. You can attend my YouTube classes. No, you can see how I teach. Everything will be crystal clear. And YouTube, even I am not able to interact with you, right? In live classes, instructor led programs, in the course itself, there will be interaction. Okay, so don't worry about anything. Zero, I don't expect any knowledge. Zero knowledge, come, learn, find a job. Easy. So you said to fast track our learning, your videos will help us to crack job. When we take, yeah. If you are joining the data analytics course, if you want to crack a job in 2 months, there is a different learning path that we need to set. That will be told in the first day of the class itself. I will be providing you Udemy classes, all of my Udemy courses. You can go through them. Whenever you have time, you can attend the live lectures. Whenever you don't have time, you can go through the videos, recorded videos, or Udemy classes, join the doubt clearing class. So there are a lot of possibilities. If you want to find a job in 2 months, you can join this program. If you want to find a job in 5 months, you can join this program. If you want to find a job in next 1 month, you can join this program. So this program is very flexible. Okay. Where will we take live classes? We are planning to take live classes on Google Meet. Google Meet or Zoom, might the team is finalizing it, but 90% chances Google Meet. Google Meet is better, and the quality is also better in Google Meet. We are still exploring. Maybe Zoom or Google Meet, but either one of them. Okay, guys, see you. I think that's it. In case you have any questions, if if you want to find my number, you will definitely find in the description below, directly or indirectly. In case you have any questions, reach out to me directly. That's it, guys. See you in the next session, and bye bye.